I'm going to read some excerpts from this ESPN article about James Harden appealing the 100K fine. So it says right here, the National Basketball Players Association tends to file a grievance disputing the NBA's $100,000 fine for James Harden over public comments he made earlier this month, expressing displeasure after the Philadelphia 76ers failed to trade him. We respectfully disagree with the league's decision to discipline James Harden for recent comments he made, which we believe do not violate the rule against public trade demands, the NBPA said in a statement Tuesday night announcing the decision. We intend to file a grievance and have that matter heard by our arbitrator. Excuse me. So earlier Tuesday, the league announced its decision to fine Harden in the wake of an investigation into comments he made on a promotional tour in China on August 14th and in an interview with Houston television station KHOO on August 17th. Harden was fined the maximum amount under the new collective bargaining agreement, which went into effect last month. So they fined him based on this reasoning, indicating that he would not perform the services called for under his player contract unless traded to another team, Harden said in the statement. So basically the NBA is fining him for this quote I'm going to read right here for the Morey situation. Daryl Morey is a liar, and I will never be part of an organization that he's part of. Let me say that again. Daryl Morey is a liar, and I'll never be part of an organization that he's part of. So that quote is pretty much what got Harden in trouble, essentially, in which the NBA felt he was basically requesting a trade. Excuse me. So what do I think about this? I do think it's great that the NBA fined him the maximum they could at 100,000. But one thing I'll say about this whole entire situation, it's not going to change the current climate when it comes to players forcing their way out of their teams, trying to engineer trades. But I'll say it's a good start. One thing I would like to see is the NBA increase that 100K fine. If you could increase it to even $500,000, I think that would start to make a severe dent in these guys voicing out their displeasure and trying to get traded. So I'll say this. Second thing I'll say about Harden, I don't feel bad for his situation, to be honest. I felt he put himself in this situation in the first place. This is a guy who's been forcing himself out of teams in the past. He forced himself out of Houston, then he forced himself out of Brooklyn, and then he forced himself out of he's trying to force himself out of Philadelphia right now. So after a while, you got to look at the player and wonder, is it really the teams that are the problem that he's been playing on, or is it him? And I would think Harden is the problem. He's just a selfish player. He's about himself. He's not really about winning. He made a sacrifice last year, but as you can see, that was only temporary. He can't do it long term. So I think he's really the issue here. And also, I don't think he has a clout that he once had when it comes to leverage, in the sense that he's no longer a young player. I think now he's probably 33, 34. So that's up there in age now in the NBA. Granted, you can still be effective at that age, but he's no longer in his prime. I feel Harden's prime ended like a few years back, to be honest. So I'm not sure if Harden will win this appeal, but to me, it doesn't even matter if he wins. 100K, it's a lot of money to all of us regular folks, but for him, that's just like a drop in the bucket. I feel like for him, that would be equivalent of us having to pay $20. So the NBA has to, increase the fine to $500,000 at least, so that way these guys start to feel it. That's really how I feel about it. But other than that, I don't really care about the whole entire situation. I think Harden, as the saying goes, is a non-motherfucking factor when it comes to the grand scheme of things. When it comes to winning in this league, he's just now just a glorified sideshow. That's the way I look at it.